Hi, it's great to be with you again today. I had a very interesting start to my day. Well, first up, I'll say I'm in a different room. yeah. I thought we'd have a change of scene, partly because the AC unit is not working in my studio, which is where I normally record, and it's a bit chuffing not up there. But also, I appreciate the fact that I'm actually recording somewhere else, and I hope you're enjoying the switch up there as well. Anyway, yes. Location aside, this morning started in a very interesting fashion, slightly unusual, in that when I got up, I got out of bed about 6, I don't know, downstairs, kind of 6:30, letting the dog outside, and I was looking around me on the patio, and I saw this little movement, I was like, oh my good, it's a mouse. There was a little mouse running around in this like elevated step area where to one side I have like the door going into my family room. And then on the kind of return of that, there is a sliding door that goes into my kitchen. Anyway, this little mouse, I was so fascinated to watch it. Tiny little thing. And it was trying to reach up, like reaching up to the step of to the sill of the door going into the family room. Is reach, like full body stretch, reach, right? And I'm like, no. And then it starts like jumping a bit and jumping. It sort of moves a few inches up. And then suddenly it does a whole like boing, like up onto that sort of sill of the door. I'm just watching this thing going, what is it doing? And it's sort of sniffing around, trying to get in. And it had just started to rain. So maybe as the little creature was kind of thinking, it's going to be raining a lot, I want to get it dry. I don't know what it was thinking, but anyway, it was trying to get in there, hopped off, and then it came to the sliding door and starts doing the same thing. And I thought, oh, goodness gracious me, I need to do something about this mouse. So I went inside, didn't want to hurt the mouse, and so I went inside and grabbed what I had, and I found a little box, and I had like a teeny tiny little trolley thing that I use for seedlings. And so when I came back outside, couldn't see the mouse. I'm like, where has it gone? And then I noticed it. It had climbed up the inside of the screen in front of the sliding door that stops all the mozzies coming in. I'm like, good grief. It had done like a Mission Impossible, like climbing up the inside of this thing, all the way up, like 7 feet high, clinging on at the top. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious me. So anyway, I was like, whoa, okay, trying to move this thing. No, trying to, didn't want to come out. So there was a bit of a cat and mouse game going on for a little bit. And then finally I got it to move to the side, and I got my little box, tiny little cardboard box, and I just put it there, and the mouse kind of jumped into it. I'm like, great result, like close the box up. Anyway, and I taped it up and put it in my car. Thought I've got to go. So I'm wearing this, which was like my writing attire in the morning, right? So like a silky kaftani thing. And then I had a rain hat on because it was raining, and I got in my car. And I know a really nice stream area with a grassy bank. And I thought, that's kind of a nice place for a mouse. Lots of hiding places and things to eat, probably. So anyway, I'm driving off, talking to this mouse as it sat next to me on the passenger seat and sort of saying, I'm so sorry, but I need to move you, put you in a new home. We're driving along. I had once heard that mice will come back to the same place if you don't take them far enough away. So I took it about 5 miles away, thinking that should cover it. Anyway, before I stop and I get this mouse out and open the box, and poof, it's off. It shoots off into the distance. I'm like, bye, see ya. Get back in my car, and I drive home. Yeah, so my mouse story, the reason I'm sharing my mouse story, rehoming a mouse, relocating a mouse, is because it's so important. It reminds me why it is so important to be present. I know I talk about this a lot, but it is so crucially important. And I think these days especially, because we're often on our phones, where's mine, right? It's like we get up in the morning, it's like, wonder what the news is, oh, someone's texted me like, oh, when's my delivery coming? Whatever it might be, right? On the phones. And we're not really looking around us at what else is going on. Or we're in that space of thinking, what we've got to do that day, whatever. Our minds are usually so chock full, but I was totally empty because this is a practice that I love. Is that first thing in the morning when I put the doggy out, little Molly, I like to put my nose outside, walk outside and see what does it feel like on my skin? It's very humid here at the moment, muggy, very muggy and warm. Anyway, but I can feel that I'm outside. My eyes get to see the natural light of the day. And if I hadn't have gone out there at that moment in time, I wouldn't have seen my little mousy friend trying to get inside of the house. So anyway, is it doing a favor? Probably not. The mouse really wanted to get inside, but I certainly wasn't going to let it do that. However, I treated it with loving kindness, and instead of trying to damage the mouse, hurt the mouse, kill the mouse, I decided to relocate the mouse. So I'm hoping it's very happy there, my little friend. But so really I'm sharing about being present again, but also in a day, what can we as an individual do to do something kind, to do something generous, to do something loving or thoughtful? And I don't just mean doing it so that you get somebody else's immense gratitude, so then you feel good about yourself. You're not doing it to get anything, but just to do it so that the world revolves in a more loving, wonderful, slightly smoother, more harmonious way. So a practice that I have, what I tend to do, practice sounds a bit formal, it's not really like that. But when I'm out and about, I might be in a supermarket, grocery stores, they call them here, I call them here. And if I notice somebody's not having a very good day, they're looking sad, or they're looking angry or fed up, or if they're just looking a bit like a lost soul, I tend to drop what I call a love bomb. So think of it not as a destructive kind of a bomb, but like a bath bomb that fizzes, these wonderful fragrances that are released into the air and into the water, that kind of idea, like this sort of, beautiful, bubbling, fizzing creature that get put inside of somebody. And just, so yes, like a love bomb. And it is basically putting love into this person, putting loving kindness into this person. And it's not coming sort of from your heart. You are not giving anything, but I think of it as like these love bombs that come from the universe, and they're just completely comprised of love. And I just pop them into people, and I always know, like, oh, that person needs 3. Oh no, I'm just gonna give them 1, and I just send them on their way, where there's no attachment to them as to that they must feel better, or I wonder if that's going to help. Just let it go. In that moment, I just give it to them and I move on. And in the same vein, I think it's really important, personally, to look people in the eye. It's a bit of a lost art these days. And so I do like to not stare them down, but look kindly, look lovingly into people's eyes, and really just pay attention to them, to really listen to them and smile at them and say something nice to them, or, say something funny that just, I don't know, makes everybody's days a bit better. And then I always find that there's a wonderful little exchange that goes on, and it's just, spreads a bit of joy in the world in both directions. So that's really what this video is about today. Started out with my mouse friend that got relocated, and then reminded me about this idea of passing on some kindness, taking a moment to in whatever your way feels right to you. Maybe you like the idea of my love bombs, or maybe something else comes to you as your way of sharing love and kindness and peace and calm with other people. And that's it. That is my suggestion for the day. See how it goes. Just give it a go. And love up the world. That's love up the world. The world certainly needs it right now. So anyway, that's it. If you enjoyed my video, please like it. Leave me a comment, perhaps, about what your favorite ways are of passing along loving kindness. Would be grand to read that. And subscribe so that you make sure that you get all of my new videos when they are posted. And that's it for today. Looking forward to the next time that we're together again. It's a pleasure, as always, being with you. See you soon. Bye.